Waking up at 4 a.m. Is it the real secret weapon of the world's most successful people? Or is it just another piece of that hustle culture advice that, sounds great on social media, but feels pretty much impossible in real life? Is there some kind of a hidden biological advantage that actually unlocks when the rest of the world is still asleep? Well, let's dive in and figure it out together.
All right, first things first, the 4 a.m. club. You've seen it everywhere, right? Championed by CEOs, athletes, major influencers. But what's the real story here? Is this a legitimate strategy, or is it just, hype?
And look, this isn't just some vague idea. We're talking about real people, serious high performers like Tim Cook, who have literally built their entire day around this early start. It's a weirdly common thread you find among these top-tier folks. They are up and getting things done while most of us are hitting the snooze button for the third time.
So that brings us right to the core question, doesn't it? Are these people just built different? Are they running on some kind of superhuman discipline? Or have they maybe tapped into a real, hidden biological advantage that the rest of us are just completely missing out on?
So where did this idea even come from? You might be surprised to hear that waking up before the sun is not some new YouTube trend. No way. It's an ancient concept, something that's been practiced for thousands of years in Eastern philosophies, and modern science is only now starting to catch up and explain why it actually works.
You see, in ancient yogic traditions, this time is called Brahma Muhurta. It literally translates to the creator's hour, and it was seen as the absolute best time for meditation, for learning, for any kind of creative work. So the key insight here is this isn't about just forcing yourself awake. It's about aligning with a specific and, apparently, a very powerful window of time.
And this is where it all just clicks together. What ancient wisdom called vata dominance, this state of total mental clarity and creative flow, modern neuroscience now calls a period of prime nervous system activation. Your brain is alert, but it's totally free of distractions. And what they called the sattva state of pure calm, we now identify as alpha brainwave dominance, a state of relaxed focus with almost zero cognitive noise. It's the exact same phenomenon, just described in two different languages, thousands of years apart. I mean, how cool is that?
So what is actually happening inside your brain during this golden hour? Well, it all comes down to this really delicate hormonal dance that creates a unique and incredibly powerful mental state.
Okay, think of it like your body's overnight maintenance crew. Melatonin is the foreman, and it makes sure everything gets repaired and reset while you're asleep. And its busiest, most productive shift is right around 2 to 4 a.m.
But as the sun gets ready to come up, there's a shift change. Melatonin levels start to drop, and your body begins to release cortisol. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't cortisol the stress hormone? And yeah, it is. But in the morning, it acts like your body's own natural built-in alarm clock, gently bringing your brain out of sleep and into this state of quiet alertness.
This little transition phase where melatonin is low, but that cortisol hasn't fully kicked in, it creates a perfect window for peak performance. Your brain has incredible clarity with almost no distractions, it's more receptive to new information, your focus is razor sharp, and your creativity is firing on all cylinders. It's a scientifically backed golden hour for deep work and for learning.
But, and this is a huge but, there is a catch. The second you grab your phone, the moment you dive into social media or start checking your email, you completely short-circuit this entire natural process. You just flood your brain with dopamine spikes and external noise, and you basically throw the entire advantage right out the window.
Okay, so this brings us to the big question, right? If this window is so powerful, why do so many of us fail when we try to wake up early? Well, the answer isn't a lack of discipline, it's a lack of strategy. So let's build one, and we're going to call it the 4 a.m. war plan. Get this, about 90% of people who try to wake up earlier just give up in less than a week. That's because they just set an alarm and hope that sheer motivation will carry them through. But motivation is fleeting. A system, now that's what creates consistency.
So here's the plan. First, and this is the most important part, fix your night. Your morning success is decided the night before. Second, stop focusing on your wake-up time and start targeting your sleep time. If you want to get up at 4 a.m., you got to be in bed by 10 p.m., period. Third, absolutely no screens for at least an hour before you go to sleep. And finally, start slow. This is about building a system that lasts, not some painful habit you'll quit in a few days.
Okay, you've done it. The alarm went off, you're awake, congratulations. Now what? That first hour is absolutely critical. If you use it wrong, you can lose all those benefits we talked about.
The goal is to use this time strategically to set the entire tone for your day.
So when you first wake up, your brain is in a state called sleep inertia. It takes about 20 to 40 minutes to become fully alert. And if you try to jump straight into a really hard task, or worse, check your phone, you're literally fighting your own biology. The key is to work with this state, not against it.
Here's a super simple protocol. For the first 45 minutes, just focus inward. Hydrate, do some light stretching, meditate, maybe journal. These are activities that gently bring your brain online. Then, after that, you can shift outward. Plan your day, dive into your most important work, or head out for a workout. You will be absolutely amazed at what you can get done before most people have even had their first cup of coffee.
Now, look, I get it. All of this might sound a little intense, and the idea of doing this forever can feel daunting. So don't. Don't make a lifelong commitment. Instead, just turn it into your own personal science experiment.
Just 30 days. That's it. Treat it as a trial run. Think of yourself as a researcher, and your life is the lab. The goal isn't to make some permanent, drastic change. It's simply to collect some data on yourself. See what happens.
During this 30-day experiment, just observe. How are your energy levels throughout the day? What's your mood like? Did your productivity actually go up? Just be honest with yourself. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then you adjust. Maybe 5 a.m. is your sweet spot. Or, hey, maybe you're a natural night owl, and this whole system just isn't for you. Real success comes from self-awareness, not from blindly following some rigid rule.
So here's the bottom line. Waking up early doesn't guarantee success. You know what does? Discipline. And true discipline isn't really about setting a new alarm. It's about building a new system that works with your biology, not against it. It's about deciding what you want your mornings, and by extension your life, to look like before the day even gets a chance to happen to you. The only question left is, are you ready to start your experiment?